Back at Lake Washington, we'll go up to Mike and Steve at the start-finish line. Gentlemen, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 boats. Who are we missing?
The Crab Legs. The Crab Legs hasn't made an appearance here. It's still on the trailer. Evidently, they aren't going to make it.
They're not going to play any further. You're right, Scott. Well, definitely, Chip is staying. This game of mind game is not involving Chip Hanauer right at the moment. He's staying clear, and it appears that Tommy would like to select up with him, because now, as you see Chip coming down in a moment, you're going to see Tom right behind him start to come in like a shark smelling prey. In the meantime, you have the Vantage up in the corner, and it is the Vantage that Tom knows he must think about, because there's where the real pressure is going to come in this heat, at least on the earliest part of the heat, right at the start line through the first turn. I would imagine Steve up the back chute. If the Vantage can play with the Bud hard and do so, that's exactly what Larry is going to want to do.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I've been in this situation back in '85. We had the Gold Cup here, and I broke in a heat, and I had to win, and I had the Budweiser and Squire drawn into my heat, and it was a job almost too big for one Scott Pierce, but I managed to do it. So Larry Lauterbach can do the same. Let's root him on.
All right, 1 minute gun has fired now.
Mike, the Vantage last time we looked at it up in that third pin in the corner over by the bridge was there with a full 45 to go. Apparently he's learned a little something here.
Yes, he has, and he's going to lag back, but what he's going to do is take the outside and really come on hard. He's going to have to stay in as clean a water as he can. He's going to pull and try to stay as far out lane-wise as he can and take everybody to the inside. And again, Chip is now playing a different sort of a game with Tom Deeth. This time Chip decides he'd like to play to the inside. Now he slides to the rooster tail. At the very last moment, you saw him come through the rooster tail there. Tommy thought he was going to take an inside lane. Chip is going to try to keep him on the in-hip. And meanwhile, Larry's doing just as I suggested he would, coming around very hard and very wide, and he is going to have his foot in it when he does.
Well, I think that was a game plan. You know, Larry, talking things over with Jim Lucero, decided we'll stay to the outside, get a good running start. And I would like to be anybody but Larry Lauterbach if he did it.
Smoking Tommy at the start here.
Tom Deeth's start was not good. He was off the power on the start. Chip was coming up, but Larry was right on it. And there you see him rolling right into your screen there with Chip Hanauer on his left. They go through the corner. The Budweiser's now got its throttle back up too, but he's late in the corner, as you can see. And that coming through the corner is the Miller High Life in the lead, in the center of your screen. Here's the Bud now. Tom Deeth got a bad start. He's trying to make up for lost time now as he comes up the back chute. And it was not possible for the Vantage to smoke the boats through the corner much further than he did, but he's still staying in the fray as well. The Bud comes in awfully hard now on the inside. Chip is showing him that he's got some things left under the bonnet. Tommy Deeth on the inside and Chip Hanauer on the outside. Tom gets a beautiful corner. Boy, did he paint the buoys. That was gorgeous. Yep. And around the corner he comes, and down at the start-finish line, Steve Reynolds, Tommy finally caught the lead.
He did, but the acceleration of the Budweiser is incredible. I can't believe how fast that boat accelerates.
Great handling boat as he came out of the corner. He had his foot in it all the way through the turn. Let's watch again, because Chip's going to keep the pressure on. Now he goes a little wider. Tom Deeth down the inside. Miss Budweiser, lower left of your screen there. Chip Hanauer keeping the pressure on. Only about 4 or 5 boat lengths, really. He only got about a tick between the two of them at this point. And so the pressure's on Tom Deeth. Meanwhile, Larry Lauterbach, you can see him as well there. He's the third boat there on the right. There's the Bud now. She rolls into the corner. Miss Budweiser has got some pressure on her. 2 different boats want her pretty badly, and this is one of them really does. And you watch Larry. He's going to stay on the throttle deep into the corner. He's even going to try to pressure Chip Hanauer here.
Well, he has to throttle him in the corner. I would hate to be Larry and face Jim Lucero if he didn't do exactly what he was told to.
That's right. That's absolutely right. All right. We have the Miss Budweiser coming across the line now in first place at the end of lap number 2. First lap was 1:34. This one was 1:28. The difference between the boat, the Bud, and the Miller is 3.3 seconds. And let's get an interval between the Bud and the Lauterbach hull, because those two guys are working at each other as well. Even though there's a boat between them, being the Miller High Life, they're still working head games too. Through the lower corner now, Miss Budweiser is your leader. There's Chip Hanauer and the Miller in the center rooster tail out of the corner now. We're taking a look at that reverse angle, and look at that Budweiser. Beautiful boat ride. Even though they're pinning her down, Scotty, she's riding good.
Well, she really is riding very, very good, and Tom won this boat race on acceleration. I mean, he had a very, very poor start. and the other guys had a better start, and he came off the corner and just left him. I think the Chip had 5 boat lengths on him going down the back chute. In retrospect, if he would have moved over, he would have made it a lot tougher for Tom.
At least 5 boat lengths. Well, Chip is keeping the pressure on, and Larry's keeping the pressure on Chip as they come down the end of lap number 3. The Budweiser crosses the line at 128.6 for the lap, and the Miller at 123.3. And Lauterbach is coming across the line right now at 117.302. So, slipping into the lower corner, Tom DeEath headed for another 400 points if he can hang on lap number 4. In the meantime, Chip Hanauer is keeping pressure on him. Occasionally, the Miss Budweiser does have a lapse of acceleration out of the corner. That's sometimes been the Achilles heels.
I think that's more a lapse of foot pressure on the throttle. He knows he has the race in hand, and he's saving his equipment the best as he should. I mean, this isn't the final, and darn it all, he's going to get another 400 points.
Yeah, he is. That puts him a leg up on you now. A little more of a beachhead on that attempt of yours to overcome the Budweiser for national points. Now Chip moves some pressure on him as he comes through the corner. You see the Budweiser. There's the Miller High Life right to the outside. He's moved in just a little bit tighter on the Bud this time. Let's get the interval for you. It's not much. It's 3.2 seconds, so you're talking about the length of a football field roughly at that time in each second of the clock. So it's not very much. So Tommy can't be totally comfortable with the situation. They're coming up on traffic now. Oh, Chip gets pretty loose through the lower corner there as he takes a slightly wider turn and rides the slop of the Budweiser and the Pietro's Pizza, which just exited that corner a few moments ago. Meanwhile, the Budweiser's coming up on the Pietro's Pizza, which is almost a full lap behind here on lap number 4, or lap number 5, pardon me. 122 for the Bud on 4, 123, a little bit faster for the Miller High Life. She did make up some ground. 116 for Larry Lauterbach on the Vantage Ultra in lap number 4. We're in lap 5 now. The checker is hanging off the barge in the boat for the Miss Budweiser, which takes a nice wide sweeping turn. She knows she's got things under control. Green goes out for the Pietro's, Checo out for the Budweiser. And Heat 2A is history. The Bud has pulled it off. Chip now cruises across the start-finish line in second place, losing speed rather rapidly, but certainly picking up 300 points. That was what the game plan was all about. Didn't go so well for this boat, the Vantage, but she comes across the line. The Vantage Ultra in third place, 225 points. Depending.
And right now, it is not happening. He's coasting as these two boats are side by side in the pits.
Yeah, Fran Muncie tells us, Wayne, that they are going to make every attempt to have the canopy on Miller by San Diego.
Yeah. I like the San Diego pits.
All right, Wayne, and as Chip has his back turned to us presently, but now he gets turned around again. A couple of last-minute discussions. Again, another easy ride. Do exactly what you wanted to do out there, Chip.
Yeah, what we wanted to do is try and keep Larry out of the final. If we could beat Larry, we figured that'd keep him out.
Looked like you hit the start right on the button.
Yeah, the start was good, and we just don't have quite enough boat speed. I'd like to come over on the Budweiser, but I just don't think I had enough boat speed and could get that distance to do it.
One final question, and it has been talked about. After racing a couple of seasons in the Miller boat with the canopy and now again without the canopy, what's the feeling? What's it do to you as the driver?
Well, without the canopy, you just have to put that in the back of your mind that you don't have a canopy, and that if I get the Miller High Life upside down, it's going to be horrible. So I suppose I just have to drive with a little bit more conservatism, but that's going to be remedied as of San Diego, because by San Diego they're going to put a canopy on it for me.
All right, Chip, many thanks. Let's go to Ron Callan now on the other side.